Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time we had a large fight with some goblins outside of the Druid's Grove. Then after coming in and doing a bunch of selling off, we are now ready to go up to level 3. So let's start with the easy stuff. That's going to be our Wizard. We get maximum hit points up to 20. We get a first level spell slot and 2 second level spell slots. And then we can learn 2 spells for our spellbook. So these can be level 1 or level 2 spells, and there are some new spells here that I've not seen before. So I know Melf's Acid Arrow and Blindness. We have Cloud of Daggers. Conjure a cloud of spinning daggers that lasts for 10 turns. Anyone inside the whirlwind takes 4d4 slashing damage each turn. I don't know if that's at the end of their turn, or at the start, or at any point, but it's worth knowing. Crown of Madness. Instill madness in an enemy, making them attack the creature closest to them, even if it is allied. Range of 60 feet. Lasts for 3 turns. Seems to be a little bit better than the tabletop version of this spell. States very specifically that they'll only attack something if that creature is within melee combat range. I don't think they'll do it for ranged attacks, and I don't think they will move to a creature in order to attack it. Blur, I know. Darkness, Dark Vision. Detect Thoughts. Enlarge, reduce, level 2 transmutation spell. Make a creature larger or smaller. This affects their weapon damage and strength checks and saving throws. Flaming Sphere, level 2 conjuration spell we've seen before. Hold Person, Invisibility, Mirror Image, Misty Step, Ray of Enfeeblement, Scorching Ray, Shatter, Web, Burning Hands. Then we're back to the first level stuff. So what do we want? We could take stuff like Detect Thoughts, because we can try and read creatures' minds while talking to them, but that could end badly for us. But it would be an interesting one to have. And I think something like Shatter is just going to be good AoE that we're pretty lacking right now with regards to. We can do things like Thunderwave stuff that's close to us, but stuff that's further away from us or on a different height, we're going to have more issues with. So let's take Shatter, and I'm going to take Crown of Madness. It's going to be a bit save or suck, but why not use the new spells while we're in early access, see what's interesting. And to that regard, we'll lose Shatter, we'll take Cloud of Daggers, because that's kind of AoE in a way. And with those 2 new spells in our spellbook, we can change what we've got going on here. So we'll take that Cloud of Daggers, and let's take Crown of Madness as well. So that is everything for our level 3 wizard. We can, of course, scribe other spells into his spellbook using a gold fee from the spell scrolls that we own. Let's take a look at Shadowheart, the cleric. We get 24 hit points. We level up and get a first level spell slot and 2 second level spell slots. And we now have the choice of these spells to prepare each day. Because we are a cleric, we can just select whichever of our spells we wish to prepare on any given day. So that's Aid, Blindness, Enhance Ability, Hold Person, Lesser Restoration, Prayer of Healing, Protection from Poison, and Silence. We also get our Mirror Image spell from our domain, our Trickery domain, and the spell Pass Without Trace, but those will always be prepared. So over here, I think I'm going to get rid of Cure Wounds in favour of Prayer of Healing, because we don't have too much stuff that's going to come back on a short rest. So I want to be able to heal when not using short rests as efficiently as possible. And then we don't really get anything that does damage on our second level spells. One of you told me that Create or Destroy Water and Witch Bolt or Chromatic Orb can do lots of fun things. So let's drop Bane for Create and Destroy Water. That is Shadow Heart done. With Astarion, we have to pick a subclass. It's going to be Arcane Trickster or a Thief. A Thief can take an additional bonus action and has resistance to falling damage, which seems very dull, so I'm going to take Arcane Trickster. We get a Mage Hand as a standard cantrip, then we can pick 2 others. Let's go with stuff that we might not have otherwise yet. Let's take Acid Splash. We have Friends. Divine a character's defenses to give you advantage on attack rolls against it. Let's take that, because then we can use that when we are far away from a creature that we would then like to have sneak attack against, which requires advantage. So we'll take those. And then we get to pick other spells. So these guys have to be from the Enchantment or Illusion School of Laughter, School of Magic. Now, what do we want though? Let's take Tasha's Hideous Laughter. And sure, why not take Sleep? Then we can take 1 spell from any School of Magic. Is there any reason we wouldn't also pick Chromatic Orb here? Because that is doing a lot of good damage for us. We already have the capability of getting 1 familiar. I don't think we need 2. Yeah, let's take Chromatic Orb here. Try and use some of the other chromatics that it has available to us. Okay. Our intelligence is only 13, unfortunately. We might be able to do something about that later. But that is the spellcasting stat for the Arcane Trickster. Then we have Akidis the Sorcerer. We get to 20 hit points. We gain 1 sorcery point on our 3rd level. And then we get to pick a new meta magic. And we have more options here than we did previously. Careful Spell. Allies automatically succeed saving throws against spells that require them. Extended Spell. Double the duration of conditions, summons, and surfaces caused by spells. Heightened Spell. Targets of spells that require saving throws have disadvantage on their first saving throw. Cost 3 sorcery points per spell. Quicken Spell. Spells that take an action take a bonus action instead. Costs 3 sorcery points. And Subtle Spell. You can cast spells while silenced. Costs 1 sorcery point per spell. Hopefully they'll do more with meta magic later, because being able to cast spells when silenced is not great for how often that's going to come up. But normally it would be something like you're having a conversation with somebody and say you wanted to cast message into another creature's head, but the person you're conversing with would see you casting that spell. Instead, you could cast with Subtle Spell and send a message to somebody else's head without anybody else ever know you did that. So those would be occasions where Subtle Spell has a lot more flexibility in the tabletop game. I think the obvious choice is Quicken Spell. So let's take that, and we can customize our spell slots. And we get Race Mephistopheles Tiefling, and we get Legacy of Arcana, Burning Hands, level 2 spell. Fire shoots from your outstretched fingers. It ignites anything flammable and deals 4d6 damage. Dexterity saving throw, range 17 feet, recharge once per long rest. So we get that as a racial feature, which is exciting. As for the spell we want to take, we can now take a level 2 spell. The question is, what do we take? Because we would like something that we can use with Twin Spell in an ideal world, although Chromatic Orb's probably going to fill that slot regardless. So maybe we take something like Shatter ourselves now. As fun as Enlarge Reduce is, I don't think it's going to have that much impact on us. Let's take Hold Person, and instead of quicken spell, let's take heighten spell. Targets of spells that require saving throws have disadvantage on their first saving throw. So we'll be more likely to get that to occur. We have not cast Witch Bolt once yet for Chromatic Orb being in our arsenal. So let's drop that for another level 2 spell so that we have more options. And if we're taking heightened spell, what could we take that would also impact that? Not very much right now, it seems. Crown of Madness. That requires a save. So maybe we're just going to have lots of Crowns of Madness going on this campaign. Alright. That is level 3. And now we need 1,683 XP to get up to level 4. So here we are in the Druid's Grove. We have plenty of HP. I don't know if we got healed to full following a level up, or if we had just healed ourselves previously.
Never a dull moment.
But where do we want to go first? First, of course, I want to look at this hay. This is some really good hay, guys.
Something over there.
Somebody has left us some treasure in this hay.
I don't even know these people.
Right, let's go and speak to Will.
I have something to...
I'm not going to put him in the party immediately, I think, but worth having him be recruited.
Go on. Give me your best shot.
Fire away.
Not bad. Again. Hey, keep focus. See how I used your own force against you?
I can't do it.
Of course you can. It just takes time. I didn't become the Blade of Frontiers overnight.
Keep it up, little one. You'll make a fine warrior.
Exactly.
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. An unknown face commands your mind. Blue skin, gnarled horns.
I'll be damned to the hells. You were on the ship.
A strange sensation courses through you.
We can now use the special powers that are growing inside of our heads.
Secrets half revealed.
I saw a devil in your thoughts, clear as day, says the Tiefling.
Keep at it, kid. A devil? Oh, sounds like that parasite's really wormed its way in. We've both got bugs tickling our grey matter. And I've been having the strangest dreams. I haven't turned into a mind flayer just yet. But sooner or later, my luck will run out. Been thinking I need a healer. And I reckon you've been thinking the same.
I hoped someone in the grove might know how to heal us.
I've been waiting for this druid Halcyon to return. They say he's pretty powerful. He could probably help us. Problem is, the goblins have nabbed him. We better go find him before we start growing talons and tentacles.
Do mind flayers have talons? Come with me if you want.
Excellent idea, but I have a condition.
Go on now.
Look at these kids. They've no chance on the road, not while goblins infest it. I've got the grandest of plans. You and me, we kill the goblin horde's leaders. That should scatter the buggers. Frontier justice, I call that. What say you?
Go to my camp, wait for me there.
A splendid plan. Let's chat there.
And so we have recruited all of the heroes that we can at this point in the game. So if at any point we want to swap out to one of those, we can do. I'm now going to hop down to this fireplace here. Because this is the other trader that operates in this area. We have Damon, who trades in weapons and armors.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask. My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel.
We also have dialogue history now. That is new, I believe, if you miss anything that has been said in a conversation. Let me see your wares, good sir. So, what do we have? A +1 Morning Star. That's pretty vicious. +1 Scimitar, +1 Short Bow, +1 Scale Mail Medium Armor, +1 Spear, now versatile. Light Hammers, Hand Axes, Bloodied Great Axe, and a Dagger +1. Less stuff than I was hoping for. We are at some point going to want +1 Rapier and a +1 Longbow for Astarion. We could take a +1 Dagger, though we're not really the target audience for it. And we're going to want +1 Scale Mail Armor probably for Shadowheart at this time, but for what we've got going in cash, I think we'll just stick with what we have for now. Trade off a few pieces of trinkets. Alright, good to know the spread that is available to us. Now, let's go and see what happens over in the camp proper. Ermus, why are you being flagged to me on my minimap?
Goblins, druids, this grove is a death trap. Grab what you can and get out. That's my advice.
I guess maybe she has beef with one of the other party members. Right, that's locked with no way in. Let's head on downstairs. I wonder if these Tiefling kids respect us more because we're a Tiefling.
He stares right past you as if you're invisible or boring.
Alright, doesn't seem we have any particular Tiefling plan there. I notice they've removed the bottom part of this gate so that you can now collect these metal gloves without any further issue. That's very kind of them. We will send those to Shadowheart because we are not proficient in light or medium armor. And she can pop those on for +1 to her strength saves. What else do we have here? Nothing. Hammers are no good to me. They're not like repair hammers like some other video games have. But Astarion, you have thieves' tools. And of course, we'll take some guidance on this check. DC 15 is reasonably difficult. Difficult enough that we're going to fail there. We do have inspiration and we have 6 sets of thieves' tools. So let's burn one of those. There you go. There's a 24. So we can open that on up. 16 gold pieces. Well, every piece of gold counts. Mattis, how are you doing? No, we want a Kedis for this. Being Tiefling as well.
Hold out your hand, mister. Let me show you something. Go on. Take this ring. It's lucky.
That was a fancy trick.
You haven't seen anything yet, mister. Go on, take the ring and watch your fortune change.
Mimic his trick and make the ring disappear. Awesome. We're not going to give ourselves guidance on this one because they would see us casting it and that would just be shady. Damn Dratton Blast. Well, when in doubt, use inspiration, right? Alright, not meant to be. I'll concede.
Hard luck, mister. But like I said, we can change that. Watch.
No, thank you.
We need to find a way forward.
And then there's some commotion going on down here. And we're a tiefling, so this should also go down well.
Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Ragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
Yeah, that's a tough sell. Jorna.
We could have taken those guards.
Yeah, you could take a bear, commoner.
Come, Magrin. Give him a chance. You, step back. Go join the other tieflings.
Oh my. If it weren't for me, you'd be overrun by goblins by now. I will go where I please.
Kick back. Force my hand and I'll show you its claws.
A moment, Giona.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Right, we've been summoned, apparently. Okay. Interesting. So, way back in, like, patch 1 or 2, Volo was here in the Grove. And then in, like, patch 4 and 5, he was taken as a prisoner in the Druid camp where he would sing for them and you could try and rescue him. But now he's back here as a procurer of associates, stories, and curios. So that'll be a conversation to be had soon. But for now, let's go and find the mean lady. And before we do that, Shadowheart, would you please offer guidance to Akidis, knowing that we're going to have a confrontation in a moment. We have 60 seconds to get down and initiate this conversation, as marked by this guidance here, ticking down through 10 turns, 6 seconds a turn.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil, and I will cast out the rest.
One of your guards outside said you wanted me to see me.
Soon enough. First, judgment must be passed. The parasite eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
Tiefling and nature. Don't druids cherish harmony? Or Tiefling persuasion. We've got +3 charisma, +2 persuasion, +1d4 guidance. Right, big checks. We could also... we could try enchant a non-hostile creature to gain advantage on charisma checks against it, Once the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed and might accuse the spellcaster. I do not think this is the time for that. Oh dear. Well, it's a good thing I didn't spend all my inspiration on that pickpocket trick. Oh, come on. Alright, we've got one more. I want to save the young child. It's not enough, is it? Oh, come on, game. You're so mean, dice rolls.
The Tiefling remains until the rite is complete.
The snake hisses. Its intentions unclear.
We fail a passive nature check. It's offering us the same checks. We can get advantage. Imprisoning her empowers the refugees. Are you willing to risk insurrection? So we roll twice, take the higher of the two, and this is only a DC 10. I'd be interested to see more uses of disadvantage in various situations throughout the course of the campaign.
It is as you say. Sifisif, Tila to me. Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin would...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Alright, we've done some saving. We get inspired for Shadowheart, so we get one of our points of inspiration back. Now, let's speak to Gale.
That woman has more venom in her heart than a snake in its fangs. But at least the child is safe. What is youth if not a time to be forgiven for one's transgressions?
It was monstrous. I'm glad we intervened.
Couldn't agree more. The girl wasn't innocent, but that doesn't mean she was guilty.
Yet she failed.
Right, let's go see her parents, and then we'll call that a day. Back up round this staircase. This guy with his funky little extra horn dimples.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you.
Look at those little horn dimples.
what we
I
do
want
now.
horn dimples.
It's not much, but here. Know that if you call, we'll come running, no matter what.
I hope we meet again under better circumstances.
Likewise. Arabella?
Thank you for helping me.
We complete save Arabella,
Get us out of here safely. Not yours.
and we receive Cherished Locket.
It's my job too. The druids don't care.
So Shadowheart just lost concentration, but that was just on the guidance she was casting. Cherished Locket gives us the Evocation Dancing Lights cantrip. We're going to give that to Gale, so that he now has
I don't care.
cantrip light source for himself whenever he might need it, because he is the one without dark vision.
Very well.
And with that, we will call that a session. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.